Hello there. This is the first episode of a new story mode run through for a Shapeshifter Druid. I haven't quite named them yet, but I have an idea for a name. Let's go ahead and make our character. Yeah, we'll use that face. It's very fitting for a face that is going to be a fuzzy wuzzy monster. Let's look into the Shapeshifter kit. Shapeshifter does not have access to a variety of forms, but rather has a single form. The druid has willingly allowed himself to become infected with lycanthropy, and basically has learned to control his affliction. Basically, he turns into a werewolf. Now, werewolf form is going to act a little bit differently in SES and in mic version than it might in yours. I think it's far superior, and you'll see why in a little bit. But it says I can shapeshift once per day. That's not going to mean much because we'll actually be able to do it pretty much at will. And at 13th level, I can do a greater werewolf form every day. I can't do any other shapeshifting, and I can't wear armor. So, alignment. Now, also in the tweaks, I opened it up. Normally, it's just true neutral for druids. I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to lean a little more on the darker side with this run. I felt like with some of the other runs, I've been a little bit of a goody two-shoes, and since I'm so... since I'm inclined to be more goody two-shoes, I'm going to challenge myself and really push myself to be on that darker side. So, this is a good roll. Let's look at our stats. Constitution. Oops. Okay, let's see here. We don't need strength to be super high. Partially because the werewolf form takes over and will boost my strength up considerably, and also the lycanthropy will also the story mode version will actually boost my strength up significantly as well. So let's look at all my stats, right? So 12 for strength, dexterity 18, that way I get the maximum maximum armor. 16 constitution, that means I'm going to get the maximum amount of constitution that a druid can get. This, by the way, goes down actually with werewolf form, so you'll oddly enough see my druid form is 1 HP, is I think 10 HP, and my werewolf form at level 1 is going to be 9 HP, so it's a little bit weird. Intelligence is 10, wisdom is 18, and charisma is the minimum of 15. Just because I don't really need charisma all that much, but because druid, and someone, I'll have to remember, someone has commented that the reason why a druid has a minimum of 15 is kind of seen as like the leader of like a village, or not even the leader of a village, but like the kind of inspirational communicator between villages, right? Which actually fits very well with history. So it's a good connection. I really like that. But wisdom will allow us to cast lots of spells, and we don't need intelligence all that much, but I'd like to have intelligence at least of 10. So very good stats all around. Skills. I think since I'm going into like werewolf form a lot, I don't need to have amazing weapons all the time, but definitely want to go with sling, because slings are going to be really good for strength 25. And I'm torn between quarterstaffs and scimitars. I think I'm leaning a little more towards quarterstaffs because at the beginning of the game it's going to be more important. But again, since we're on story mode, it's not going to matter so much. We're going to have such a high proficiency, it's going to be stupid. Alright, so. Spells. Animal summoning at early level, at level 1, can be very useful, right? Having 3 large bats there to have kind of a summon as a look over there is pretty nice. Not that it's going to be a huge deal on story mode, but it is nice to have. Let's see. Fairy Fire. Outline creatures do not benefit from concealment, normally provided by darkness, invisibility, or other similar effects. That's going to be cool, but not quite needed at the early stage. Definitely want Sunscorch. And I don't need this on story mode, but thinking of a Strength of Stone might be nice later on. Regenerate light wounds. I don't need it on story mode. Don't need Shillelagh. Oh, Entangle. Yeah. Yeah, Entangle is pretty cool. Armor of Faith is good, but not until we get off of story mode. Story mode, I'll show you in a moment what story mode really, really does. Let's see. Skin. Dark hair. Like black and brown. Alright, voice. I think I'd go with the classic. No? Where's classic? Actually, that's not bad, but that's more of a barbarian voice.
Let's do this quick and painful.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good voice. Especially if we're going to be pretty much to the end of the game. I tend to like that voice. And name, I'm going to go with Gideon. Gideon the werewolf. Okay, so Gideon the werewolf. Alright, so story mode. Party gains the benefits of basic difficulty and cannot die in combat. There are other things that could potentially kill me or screw me over. For example, in the last scene of the game, if Belt dies, then I die as well. Not in the last scene of the game, but like towards the end of the game where Basil got screwed over. Basic difficulty. Enemies choose their targets and use their spells fairly unintelligently. They refrain from more dangerous spell abilities and special abilities and spells. In the later game, some of those powerful spellcasters begin to use high-level abilities. This is roughly the level of unmodified game's core difficulty. So again, we're doing story mode. We want to make it as far as we can with it. And because we're doing this new recording format, I figured let's just do it on this mode if our whole purpose is to tell the story. So let's now venture forth.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Faerun. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, His silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
Okay, so first and foremost, the practical effects of story mode is it boosts our strength up to 25, right? In case you didn't know that, right? Boosts our strength up to 25. This does a huge amount, right? For our, just with the quarterstaff, it means we're hitting strength -7, and plus we get a base stat go of -20. We also have our normal armor class, right? Hit points basically are not going to go down any lower than 1, right? It basically says 1 is the minimum, and thank you, story mode, for that. Quarterstaff normally does 1d6. With strength of 25, it does plus 14. So if you, in the later game, see any items that are strength enhancing items that boost it beyond 20, pick up those items. Those are very, very good for many characters who are particularly not fighters.
Give me some direction.
So now, let's take a look at this werewolf form, right? What's going to happen is it's going to create a token. It doesn't actually turn, because of my mods, it doesn't turn me into an actual werewolf. And I can put this token, the token acts kind of like a dagger. I can put the token on to anything, and you can already see it increases a ton of my stats, right? It increases my armor, it increases my THAC0, and increases my damage, right? I'm not going to do that right this second, because in my mind, it's probably not a good idea to turn into a werewolf in the middle of a circumstance, middle of a civilized area. But no harm in certainly looking around and grabbing items. Nice thing too is now that I am strength 25, I'm gonna wreck through anything that is locked up. So all I have to do is beat it up with my stick. So don't get XP from this, but I certainly get a nice amount of gold. Alright. And because I'm a pansy, I leave that other one unlocked. Yeah, I leave it locked. Alright, get another 300 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Oh, I was one off, but when you get to 29, go slow. Alright.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
Alright. Always a big kidder, Winthrop. Sure, what do you got? Okay, so let's see. Let's obviously sell the items we have. Now, let's see. Get some bullets. Need 20 to get us started. Bolts for what's his name. I'm gonna pick up a buckler as well, and I can wear a helmet. That's pretty nice. That's really nice. That's adds to my survivability. Yeah, buckler. It doesn't provide any protection to against distance attacks, but it's still nice to have. Sell these items too.
I'm waiting.
I'm not going to favor either ranged or melee weapons. I'm not going to do any spellcasting pieces there. I am just going to... Oh, by the way, it also protects me from a ton of other things, right? It protects me from poison. Invulnerability basically helps me... it adds to my saving throws. It doesn't just... Well, it doesn't look like it's actually adding to my saving throws. But the whole point of invulnerable is that it will make sure that I don't take really bad effects from spells. Resist fear and negative plane protection, useless in Baldur's Gate 1, but definitely important for Baldur's Gate 2. Okay.
I'll see to it.
Let's talk with the good people at Candlekeep. I do want to get as much experience points as possible, as many experience points as possible. So I will do a lot of the early run as a solo. As a solo capacity. No, I'm not even saying that right. I will play the early game solo for a good amount of it.
What do you need?
Eventually, I will pick up companions. But I want to try seeing as much of the world as possible without...
Hello?
Oh, you know what I want to do? So that is werewolf form. You see, my HP actually did not change, which is funny.
Yeah. I'll see to it.
Oh, goody goody, I found you first. You think you found me first. Wait, what are we talking about? Leave me be. Got issues to deal with. Yeah! Alright, let's talk about werewolf form for a moment, right? So, werewolf paw. The symbolic paw represents the Shapeshifter Druid's control over lycanthropy. While the paw is wielded, the Shapeshifter becomes a werewolf. When the paw is removed, it returns to his normal form. The paws of the werewolf count as +2 weapons. Guess what? That means I can hit flesh golems if I am silly enough to face them, which I actually am. With story mode on, not normally. So, attributes, it sets your attributes. So you see, for example, Constitution actually goes down, Dexterity actually goes down, but Strength goes up by 7 points. That's not bad. Base armor class is 1, so I get that plus this Dexterity bonus. Turns out to be kind of base with base of -1. Resistances, 20% magic resistance, and this says immunity to non-magical weapons. That is not true. That's just not true. I've walked around. You're going to see in werewolf form, I still will take damage from occasional weapons.
Sitting around is useless.
You... Fine, I'll pause it. Let's see. 2 attacks per round. It's very good. Damage is 1d12. It's slashing, so, could be... Slashing is the most common damage type in the game. There's slashing, there's blunt, there's piercing. I think piercing and missile go hand in hand. Blunt is the least commonly resisted, whereas I think slashing is actually the most commonly resisted. But you're talking about particular enemies. Most enemies in the game that you fight aren't going to have natural resistances to these. They may have a slightly higher AC due to a certain armor that they're wearing. Alright, turn to normal human. And I'll pick up the dagger for extra coin.
It's done.
Alright. Okay. Return the book to Fladia. And my spells, by the way, once again, are Animal Summoning, Sun Scorch, and Entangle. Alright. Actually, yes, my HP did go down a little bit when I turned to a werewolf form, because my HP is 11, and normally it would, in under werewolf form, it's actually only 10. Let's go up here. Pardon me.
It's done.
I should have joined the army.
Turn your bolts.
I should have joined the army.
It's done.
You know, I could always use another dagger.
Your name on it.
Seriously, if you see somebody turn into a giant wolf monster right in front of you, back off.
I hope this is done.
Friendly advice from old Uncle Redjoy.
Something on your mind?
Okay. How much damage am I doing with the sling? Sling is 16-19 damage. That's because it's just going to be a decent amount because it gets a bonus from strength. So, unlike other missile weapons, which
Done.
I don't know give any bonus. So, I think slings are very underrated. I know some people poo-poo them because there's not a huge amount of options, and which is true. But if you have a high strength character, you're going to do a lot of damage with a sling.
Very strict.
I will pick up healing potions.
I hope this is worth it.
These walls contain the world's knowledge.
I hope this is worth it.
Oh. Took your sweet time. Your face took its sweet time. But those cats are like, holy shit. Oh crap. That human just turned into a doggy.
By Moradin's hammer.
I'm confused. People talk about like speaks with animals, being like this great superpower. I don't think you would really want that. Like speaking with animals, I feel like it'd be like hearing somebody speak your language, but speak it in a way that just doesn't make any logical sense.
Greetings, young one.
Right? Like what knowledge would you get out of talking with a cat? It will pretty much be impulse on
My hotels
it just basically be impulse on like, you know, I want food, I want yummies, I want, you know, whatever animals basically at their basic instinct level will think about, right? Sure, they might have certain feelings, but like they don't process emotions the same way that humans do. At least we don't think they do. People talk about like dogs and how they're so emotionally deep. It's like, not really. It's probably just a kind of mentally trained response. I don't know. I have a weird viewpoint on animals. I love animals. I think they're amazing. I have a pet hedgehog. They are awesome, but I think people overrate their intelligence way too much.
Hard to find decent folk nowadays.
People are like, "Oh, my animal. They have such deep feelings. They understand things." It's like, how do you know that? How on earth do you know that they understand things? There's no possible way that you could understand them knowing things. Like, kudos to Baldur's Gate 3 for letting you, like, speak with animals and have that as kind of an interactable thing. I think it's really cool.
It's me, Emmoen.
But at the same time, like, what... Aside from it being, like, a fantasy universe and the fact that, like, okay, the fantasy universe, they're going to have certain dialogue options of, like, oh, hey, I saw a group of people running by the other way. You want to go, since you're listening to me, you can actually, like that's cool, and I really like that, and I think Larian has done a good job of doing that. But at the same time, I'm like, if you're talking to a wild animal, it probably is going to have nothing but disdain for you. Like a squirrel, forget about it. They're probably, like, terrified of you, right? Or they look down on you with disdain because they're like, oh, look, I can move faster than you. I am faster than you, right? And don't get me started on predators or, like, other terrifying monsters. Like, I don't know, moose. Dear God, that's a tiny brain dedicated entirely to murder. It's terrifying. Yeah, I'm not bringing Emma with me. I really do want to avoid having Emma with me this run. Not because I don't think she's a good thief. I think she's fine. But I've had her in the last 2 story runs. I want to avoid that.
Listen carefully. If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them. Let's hurry, child. The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I will explain everything as soon as there is time.
I just
Wait,
charged
there's
right
something
in.
wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourself.
You're perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
Yeah, Dad, I think we could take him. I'm on story mode. Ow. Unfortunately, you're not on story mode. You're on core difficulty, and Saravok is still really hard to fight.
The dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
Alright, 2 things. One, I think it is rather ironic that I talked a great deal about talking with animals and accusing Moose of having a tiny brain dedicated entirely to murder, and I'm playing as a druid that turns into an animal. That's a coincidence. And second is I had a theory when I created the Shapeshifter, when I did a kit review of the Shapeshifter, that they were going to get a ton of money because they don't really need equipment and they could sell off everything that they have. I'm going to test that theory, so we'll see how that goes. But first things first is we're going to run away from Emoen. We're going to make our way, pick up the diamond and grab other items and start just getting XP.
I'll see to it.
Hello there.
I'm not going to bother chatting with these two. And I don't think I have a very good lore. Oh, I have lore of 11. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. Okay, I definitely am going to need to get some containers. Do I kill the wolf? No, my guy is a bit on the evil side. Hi there. Oh, you don't want to say hello? I did. Okay. Actually, the first place I really want to go is High Hedge to get the get a couple of containers. That way, I do not worry about inventory space.
And must defend yourself.
Yeah, you doggos run.
This is worth it. Yeah, I'll see to it.
Let's see. And I am going to quick save frequently. This is not a hardcore run. So,
Hello, pal.
here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say regarding saves and whatnot for this run. Is that if I will save, quick save kind of frequently, and if my character dies, then I will just reload from the most recent save. I might do that on purpose just to show off certain, like, you know, certain outcomes, but since it's story mode, it's not going to be very common. And I will also keep any, like, story events that are failures. Like, for example, Melkamp's quest. If Melkamp dies, he dies, right? And that's, you know, I'll probably just do that right now. Potential way to get easy 2000 XP. See how I'm regenerating? It's a pretty cool trick.
Yeah, I'll see to it.
I also can pretty much take care of Basilius if I wanted to. I'm a bigger dog than you. There you go. It says weapon ineffective. I think it does work on certain weapons, but it doesn't work on others. Right? You saw, for example, the throwing daggers, right? I got hit and hurt by those throwing daggers, and it's supposed to be not immune to non-magical weapons. The throwing daggers weren't magical, so okay. And then from there, I'll pick up the containers. Actually, I'll just open up the areas. Might as well. Doggy wants a bone. Let's see. Okay, so C Tower is open. Also, story mode, if I get charmed, it's not game over. It's basically just waits until I'm not charmed anymore. I think it's the way the classic game was, right? The classic game was that if you're playing solo and you get charmed, it just waits until you aren't charmed anymore. Might be difficult. It might be different on other difficulties.
It's done.
Or might have been different on different difficulties, but
What you want?
Do this.
dude, you just saw a werewolf chomp down on a gibberling, and you got no comment except to talk about the damn Grand Dukes of Baldur's Gate. What the hell's your problem, man? The hell's your problem? Yeah, you don't want any of this, Wolfo. Let's see. La la la. Doggy wants bone. Huh. So you can't access that. Well, gosh, gee willikers. I guess I am going to take care of Basilius. I'm going to use animal summoning right now. Some biets. Alright, and I'm going to quick save. I'm almost positive Basilius can't kill me, but, you know. You never know. Now, he does have the magic warhammer, so no matter what, if he slaps me with that, I'm going to feel it. But it's not going to be enough to kill me.
Oh, Brother Therm, why not grace our ears with a ripping tale of the old days? Always a delight.
Brains. I really could use the experience points. Yes, it's Dad. Why don't you stop all this zombie foolishness? Come to Beargast with me. Surely someone there can help you. No, I don't see them as they are. They're your degenerate friends that have caused a lot of problems for this family. Greatly annoyed by this outcome. You have ruined everything. Kill the zombies first. Nope. Kill the skeletons and then the zombies. Get as much XP as possible while he wastes his time casting spells on me. I'm just going to give myself the level up right now, so I get the additional HP.
I'm waiting. Done.
Okay, here's the crazy thing. Basilius, why did you replace... I guess maybe does the magic... The summoned hammer do more damage than his normal hammer? His normal hammer is pretty good. Yeah, he's gonna cast heal on himself, fully heal himself. Oh, Sanctuary. Neato. Casts heal again. Heal, by the way, is a level 6 spell. So, he obviously can cast heal at a pretty damn high level. Let's see. Holy Symbol. Yeah, I bet Melcamp is feeling really great. Hanging out in there with, like, a skull, a hammer, the symbol of an evil god. Yeah, I think you're doing great, buddy. Let's go kill some hobgoblins. So that fight went well. Aside from the fact that none of my spells were effective. City folk. Who the hell are you calling city folk?
Let's do this quick and painful.
I hit harder than you.
If I don't get some healing, this is gonna be a real short trip.
Yeah, it would, but I'm okay. That level up again. Get level 2 spells. Neato. Alright, what spells we got? We should get 3 level 2 spells, which is really nice. War Dogs. Charm Person or Mammal. Slow Poison. Again, there's so much of the game changes when you play on story mode. I don't want to say it doesn't make it fun, but it does, like, it eliminates the purposes of certain spells, right? like, you can go all offensive, right? There is no purpose in me having spells that are defensive, because if I'm playing as, if I'm basically having my character do, like, basically regenerating health and being immune to a ton of damage, then what's the point of worrying about anything crazy difficult? Is Find Trap still useless in this version? A trap is any device or magical ward. But it doesn't actually tell you, it doesn't actually let you, like, disarm the traps. It's so stupid. So stupid. Fire trap. Nice little burst of fire damage. Might as well. It's not a great spell, but it at least does a little bit. Ghoulie. I don't want any. See, with that said, even on story mode, I'm only getting +2 with my sling. So maybe that's the reason why some people don't really like slings all that much, because you don't actually get a big bonus out of them even when you put points into it. Don't worry, we'll rest in a little bit. Oh. Yeah, no. Oh right, I wanted to open up area to the east. I'm bigger than you. I'm bigger and I'm scarier than you.
I hope this is worth it.
That's my normal version. Suck it, jabroni. Oh, Black Bear? Let's have a conversation. Okay.
I hope this is worth it.
I be Palantir, a mighty... Why do I live in such a pissant town?
I'm a druid, sir. I understand that chickens do not speak. At least your tongue. I suppose I'm willing. Alright. Let's see. Nope. Seems to happen a little more often than not.
Why do I live in such a pissant town?
Alright, let's see. Let's sell some items. Identify some stuff. Alright. Now the question is, what items do I keep? I think the Whistling Sword is a fantastic item. Any +2 weapon I think is worth keeping. Oh, sorry, I kicked my camera there. Not because they're amazing for my character, or my character can't really use them, but at the bare minimum, I can have other characters potentially use them, right? So, like, if I pick up a thief, they can use Whistling Sword. If I pick up a cleric, they can use the Warhammer +2. So, I think it's a good trade. Okay, time to turn in. So before I do Bearghost, I'm gonna go play with some ogres. I'll rest and then I'll play with some ogres.
I'm no use to anyone
Actually, that's a lie. I am so friggin' indecisive. So what happens when I don't edit, right? Is I'm actually going to open up Baragast, and then I'll go play with some ogres. Excuse me. Sir, I did not order knives. Alright, kids at home. We're going to ask ourselves, who wins the fight? Wolves or hyenas? Answer? Wolves. Alright, let's rest. Dire wolf. There we go. And I get my spells back. Can't do level 3 spells yet. Alright. Let's see. So I am 1,300 away. One last thing I want to do. I actually don't think this is going to take a huge amount of time. Alright. Actually, you know what? Now is a good opportunity for me to show you all something. This will probably be the last thing I do this morning. I'm going to actually show you what happens. I saved my game. I'm going to show you what happens when you talk to Shoal the Nereid.
Please to help me, will you? I am alone on this desolate dry land, and who knows what lurks in these woods.
Batting her eyelash. I'd rather be swimming. No, this is no longer fun. I can't die from this. They are my actions, but not my intent. I can but do as I am bid by the master. So, explain thyself lest I fertilize my garden with you. Oh, good lord. Neat. I'm not be here at all. Ogre Droth. It is my essence he commands. So to him I listen. Oh goodness, speak English. She is speaking English, you just can't read good. It's been a lark for a while, but no longer. I do not want to harm you any further. But if he so wills, then I must, is all I can do. So what happens is when she kisses you, when she kisses the male member of your party, she either straight up kills that person and then resurrects them later on after this conversation, or she brings them down to such a low level of health that it's like it causes them to nearly die. I do not want to miss out on that 5,000 experience points, and my guy is leaning a little more towards the dark side. But I could probably kill the Ogre Mage too. So I'm gonna play it this way.
What be this trouble, Shoal? Why have you not destroyed these small pinks?
Yeah. So you say, so it shall be. You and your lying accomplice shall harm no one else, Ogre. Now, normally, if you're playing a heroic person, you can say you should let this creature live, but you actually don't get as much experience points for this. There we go. Oh, dropped. Your weapon's ineffective. Oh, who knew? I win, you lose. There we go. And we got an extra 975 experience points. So, like, if you're traveling with a party, it's not a bad idea to do it the way I just did it, right? Also, story mode, obviously, it's not a bad idea to do it the way I did it. But, if you're going to... if you're concerned about the potential of, dying, then don't do what I just did. If you're concerned about dying on like normal difficulty levels, don't do what I just did. But if you're playing on story mode and you're doing it kind of power gaming the way I'm doing it, go ahead. So I did want to show you kind of that side of the quest before I head out for the day. So this is going to be it for today. Next time we're going to clear this area, maybe take care of the sirens of the watchtower, do the Beargoss quests. We'll just have fun exploring the world together as a kind of evil werewolf man, and we'll see how it all turns out. But in the meantime, if you like what I do actually have hardcore runs that I run on insane difficulty that I put up on my channel, where if the character dies, then it's game over. I start over from the beginning. And if you're interested in watching those, I produce those almost every day. And yeah, if you like what I do, if you like this video, give it a like or leave a comment down below saying I'm basically playing on the easy cheesy mode, which I am. Or if you want me to, do something, a particular quest that you're interested in seeing how it plays out, let me know. And if you really like what I do, make sure you subscribe to the channel and answer my latest poll. I have a poll up there that's kind of like asking what I should really be focusing on. Should I focus on more hardcore runs? Should I focus on more other games like Baldur's Gate 3 or Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines? Or is there another game that you're interested in playing? I've gotten some great responses so far, but I'd love to hear more from what you all want. So, that'll be it for today. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I wish you good luck, because we're all counting on you.